In 5, 4, 3, 2, and we are live. I'm arranging my slides. Yes, I made some slides for y'all today. We are having a pricing party. So let me just get everything, get my notes together, make room for my cat so that when she jumps up here in the middle of our conversations, as she often does, I am not interrupting you and I. Yes. So happy Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on where you are in the world. I'm so excited because this is free class week. So we're going to be having free classes, free spiritual business classes over the next week to empower your mission. And the reason we're doing that is that I'm going to make you an invitation in a couple of days to be able to finally join the Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator to help you to start, grow, or save your business. To help you to start, grow, or save your business by creating a solid platform with high visibility. Put yourself on the map within your niche. Become famous within your niche for the work that you are wanting to do. This is exclusively for coaches, healers, spiritual business practitioners, and creative entrepreneurs. So I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. So we are actually going to begin this class with a prayer for one of the members of my VIP sisterhood who is hurting today and going through some stuff. And, you know, if we live on this planet in this earth school, that is something that happens. And, you know, we all, it's a human condition, have dealt with anxiety, you know, sadness, stress, overwhelm to different degrees. And some days it does feel like one of those things or more of those things may be intolerable. So we're going to begin with a prayer for her and then move into today's lesson. So, hey, Miss Annabelle, what are you going to do, Mama? What you doing, kitty cat? You going to sit down? You going to sit down and join the prayer? Okay. All right. So let me just, what is this that I'm looking at? Oh, it's my daily bread that I got from my mom. I'm like, I need the screen to be clear so we can focus. Okay. All right. So, Creator, thank you so much, Mother, Father, God, for holding us in this healing space, for holding us in your energy, for holding us in your arms, keeping us safe, helping us to know that we are powerful beyond measure, that we are aligned with what all that is good and strong and beautiful within this world. And we are bringing prayer and healing energy toward our beautiful sister today. Let's hold her and see her as happy, as healed, as whole. Let's have her know that we are grateful for her energy. We are grateful for who she is. We are grateful for the gifts that she came to bring. Please remind her that she is safe. It is safe to be safe, and that she is safe to feel and express all of her feelings, whether those be anxiety, overwhelm, sadness, or whatever it is that she is dealing with at this moment. Please help her to know that she is not alone, that we are with her, that she is aligned with all that is powerful, that she is beautifully made, and that this moment, this too shall pass. All stress, all anxiety, all depression passes. And help her to know that. Help her to maintain her sense of groundedness, her sense of self-worth, her sense of self-love, her sense of self-knowledge as she is in the eye of the storm. Amen, Ashe, and so it is. Okay. All right, sending love to our sister. Okay, so we are going to begin. We are doing a class on pricing. Like I said, we are having a pricing party, and it's because one of the questions that I get a lot is that folks don't know how to price their goods and services. And so I'm answering a very specific letter that someone sent to my assistant to send to me. And if you have a specific spiritual business letter, definitely send it to her at yeswecan@womanifestingyou.com. Hello, Goddess Needs. She says, Ashe, and so it is. Goddess Rosalind says, yes. Goddess Giovanna says, and so it is. Yes, and so it is. And so if you have a spiritual business question, of course, if you're in my VIP circle, just ask there. But if you are not yet, haven't yet joined us there, feel free, like I said, to send an email to yeswecan@womanifestingyou.com. Thank you for the hearts. There's a time delay, so thank you for the hearts. I see you. I see you, my goddesses. I see you. All right, so pricing. So here is the letter that I received. And I see that some of the women also who are in the audience right now are also Reiki healers. The woman who sent in the question about pricing is a Reiki practitioner. And so this is very relevant. So she says, my name is, and she put her name, and she said, I just started my coaching practice. Yay, you. Congrats, sis. She says, I have a coaching certification and my BSW, MSW, Reiki Master, and Reflexology and other certifications. However, I put up my site on Facebook and I received my first customer potential. Yay, that is awesome. But anyway, I don't even know the pricing. It's awesome. She has customers already at her door, potential customers called prospects. A prospect is a member of your tribe who, before they have purchased anything from you, if you are wanting to sell them something. And okay, she says, I don't know the pricing. I didn't know it was going to go so fast. It's awesome. You are a speedy manifester, my sister. I didn't know it was going to go so fast into this. I'm happy about it, but nervous and not sure where to start pricing at. Are you able to assist me? Yes, my love, I am. So that is why today we are talking about pricing. Okay, yes. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Now, there is so much anxiety around this topic, you know, of us like doing the work that we were called to do and wanting, needing, being deserving of receiving compensation for it. Some of it is internal pressure. Most of it is internal pressure, but some of it is external pressure, right? So Goddess Needs says, let's party. Yes, that's the right attitude, because we want to change the energy around money conversations, around pricing conversations, and be like, yeah, yeah. We're in a room full of our girls, and we're going to talk about our businesses and our money and our abundance and serving our tribes at the highest level. How awesome is that? That is the dopeness. Okay, so most coaches, healers, creatives, gurus, spiritpreneurs are underpaid and overworked. And I used to be in this bucket, so I understand. Let me know if you've ever been in the underpaid and overworked bucket. And the thing is that usually, yes, I see Goddess Katarina says, yes. Goddess Needs says, woo, woo, right? Usually we are underworked and overpaid by ourselves because we are undercharging and undervaluing ourselves. Yes, thank you for the hearts. You have been there. Yes, undervaluing ourselves. Greetings, Goddess Jamie. And the thing is that it is kind of terrifying, you know, when if you're an employee, you go to a job, you either negotiate or you don't. They say, this is what the salary is. You either take it or leave it, or, you know, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, you know, I worked X amount of hours, I have X amount of pay, and I have, you know, there it is, right? But this is terrifying because you are the one who is having to put a value on what you're getting paid. And it's like, right? Because you are the one who is in charge of you. Goddess Peggy says, this message is right on time. Yes, Goddess Peggy. And as a matter of fact, I just remembered a conversation that I had but with my speakers bureau, where they unknowingly gave me a raise. I'll pull that email up once I get through this lesson, because because we need to have these conversations. Yes. Goddess Jamie says it's perfect since it's new moon tonight. Yes, it is. Happy new moon, my goddesses. And if you're in our Facebook sister circle at imanifestmagic.com, I posted our new moon check. So head in there, download or print out the new moon check and write yourself a check of abundance and all the abundance that you are welcoming into the world, which is the perfect follow-up for this lesson. All right. So we're at this drawing was so confronting for me that then I had to add the arrows at the top to show that we're going out of that, right? Because we don't want to be manifesting anything going into that space. We're headed out of that. We are headed out of that, okay? So the main thing that you hear a lot of gurus say, and I've said this a lot, is pricing what you are worth, okay? Pricing what you are worth. But I'm no longer saying that. I am no longer saying that. Why? Because no one can possibly pay you what you are worth. It's just not possible. Like, you are God's greatest and best, most magical, incredible thing on this planet, right? It's just not possible. You need to raise your sense of self-worth, your sense of knowledge, your sense of worthiness in order to be paid in higher alignment with your deservability. But no human being can write you any check in any amount. I don't care if it's millions of dollars. I don't care if it's what it is, to price you what you are worth. You are worthy and deserving of all good things. What does that leave out? Quoting my father directly now. What does that leave out? Quoting the good Bishop Abrams. What does that leave out? It leaves out nothing. You are worthy and deserving of all good, right? It's all good. So because no one can ever pay you what you are worth, you are then more just stepping into a remembrance of knowing that you are inherently worthy. Inherently worthy. What is the price of a heart? What is the price of your beautiful brain? What is the price of your beautiful gifts that you have in the world? It's priceless. It's priceless. So knowing that now, I want you to come into alignment with that. And now we'll talk about pricing from a place of worthiness and deservability, right? That is a place of power. If you can get yourself rooted in that, like really, really rooted in that sense of knowing that I'm priceless, which you are. What's the price of your blood? You know, like it's just you, like there's no price tag on it. Like it's not possible. It just is not possible. Goddess Neith says, yes, I receive this. I'm worthy and deserving of all good things. Yes, yes. And so now let's talk about money and pricing from that point of view, right? From the point of view of you being this incredible ball of light, this light worker, light maker, light changer, change maker, who has come here with these gifts and who dares to say, yes, thank you for these gifts, and I am going to give back with what I do to the planet. And it goes without saying that you deserve just abundant compensation. It goes without saying. It goes without saying that you would be abundantly compensated for your abundant gifts. It just is a fact. It's a truth. It's indisputable. And so, yes, we move on. And so that's why I'm no longer saying pricing what you are worth, because pricing what you are worth is not possible, right? We are going to price, you can price what your work is worth. That's something different, but not pricing what you are worth, because you are all powerful. All right, so here are the different kinds of offerings that you have, all right? So there are physical products, right? So like Goddess Giovanna, who is in the audience, she sells essential oils, right? My sister Damali also sells some products that she makes. They're physical products. I sell affirmation cards, physical products. There are information products, which is what we as a Spiritpreneur tribe are going to be working on mainly during the next few months, right? Your information products, this is your courses, your products, your programs, even your meditation albums, things that you are selling in terms of gigabytes, endless supply, right? And then there is here your one-to-one offering. So one-to-one. So if you are coaching, if you are consulting, if you are healing, if you are doing any kind of readings, if you're doing any of that, that's all one-to-one work. Practitioner work, massages, all one-to-one. Your one-to-one work can be in person, right? Like massages that I just talked about, or it can be virtual. You know, a lot of Reiki practitioners do distance healing, right? Or this can be your coaching work that is in person, or again, it can be virtual. Then there is one-to-many. There's one-to-one, where, you know, it's you and I for a specific amount of time. And then there's one-to-many, where it's me and you and you and you and you. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, right? But you get coaching, you get coaching, you get coaching. And you can, again, with one-to-many, it can be in person, like, you know, giving a speech, for example, or it can be in a program like the Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator or Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood, right? So one-to-one or one-to-many. Goddess Rosalind is loving. I don't know if you're saying you're loving my art class or art class is an offering that you're doing. Either way, it's all awesome. She's saying she can wrap her head around that. Yay! Yes! All right. So the question is then, where are you in your spiritpreneur journey? So the sister who emailed, she said she was just starting out, right? So what a lot of people do is, okay, she says it's an offering. That is an awesome offering. Yay. That is awesome. Okay, good. So a lot of people who, you know, figure, okay, like Goddess Rosalind in her art class, right? She might say, well, I'm just starting out. I'm a startup. So I should, you know, charge myself like a little bit of money or whatever until I'm professional. No, no, Goddess Rosalind, that is not the approach. And we all do that. We think, okay, well, you know, I have to get warmed up or something like that. And I will talk to you in a little bit about how to do that. But again, and I just want to just say this, you know, I'm assuming with everything that I'm talking about, that you know, that everybody knows what they're doing. That Goddess Rosalind, I can get into her beautiful art class and it would rock my life and rock my world. I'm just going to assume that because I know the kind of goddesses that I'm attracting. So I'm going to assume that. So Goddess Venus says that she's been stuck in the getting warmed up phase. Yep. Goddess Jamie says she's been doing almost 3 years. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about that. So let's talk about that. This is all a matter of perception, because there are people that we have all seen that seem to come out of the woodwork and then suddenly their product is $1,000 and you're like, wait, who is that? Like, what is that? So, right. So we don't want to, you know, be a flim-flam man either. Right. So we want to be in a place where we feel in alignment. All right. So what that comes down to is your positioning in the marketplace. Positioning is just the perception of your brand. So it's the difference between, I'm a tote bag girl, so I love tote bags. So I listed like all the tote bags I have up here. I tried to do a car analogy for y'all, but I live in New York. I'm not a driver, so that didn't work out. So bags, I understand. So it's just, you know, whether you want to be a Walmart or a Saks, and there's no shame in either one. Like, let me just say that. There is no judgment in either one. It's just when we get into the numbers, you see which numbers work for you. Because I haven't seen the numbers, but probably Walmart might be more profitable than Saks at the end of the day. Right? So it's just what the brand positioning is that you know you need to do. Greetings, Goddess Mitch. She is here. My family's in the house. What's up, girl? I see Goddess Jamie says she knows she needs to raise her prices. Yes. And I've been there, Goddess Jamie, you know, where, you know, 4 years ago now, coach told me, she was like, you need to triple your rates. And it terrified me. It scared the everything out of me. And if you know that you need to raise your prices, Goddess Jamie, here's where you are. You're back in this bucket, right? Underpaid, overworked, which is not where you want to be, which is absolutely not where you want to be. So let's get out of that right now. And positioning is, you know, part of the path out of that. right? So like I said, I'm a tote bag girl, love tote bags. I have like my Steve Madden tote bag that was like $50 up to like bags here that are thousands of dollars. I don't have an Hermes, but that's, like the path. Like it's like, the Kate Spade bag versus this bag. This bag may be a couple of hundred. This bag may be a few thousand. This bag may be a few more thousand. This bag, etc. And again, it's not more shameful or less worthy to be at the Steve Madden end of things than to be here. It just is your choice and what you feel in alignment. You may feel like, I want to serve the masses in a way, right? So you may feel like that. Or you may feel like what I have is a very niche offering. Again, no shame in it. Let's take away all of the ideas of shame and shoulda and what you're supposed to be doing and all of that. It's where you feel in alignment. I talk about pricing as, pricing being very spiritual because it has to be where your heart feels relaxed. I used to kind of like browbeat my clients like that coach did to me when I see people who are undercharging themselves. And I don't do that anymore. And here's the reason why. Like, for example, my beautiful client, Goddess Giovanna, recently shared an amazing program. She has an incredible program that is coming up. If you are in need of some love healing, see Goddess Giovanna, the spiritual love coach. She's amazing. If you're in need of some yoga, see Goddess Jamie. She's amazing, right? So Goddess Giovanna, we were talking about her program. And Goddess Giovanna, when I looked at the numbers, I knew that they were a little bit under where you need to be. But the reason why I focus more on the value of the program rather than the numbers at this point is that if you price yourself out of your comfort zone, then you're going to not feel comfortable in selling it and offering it and marketing it and putting it out there. And you're going to feel out of alignment. And it is much more powerful for you to be able to confidently say, here is what this costs, and stand and feel grounded in it. Right? And then after that first round, say, okay, I rocked that. That was amazing. My clients love that. They got so much value out of it. And then you know that you will raise your rates. And so that's why I advise you to call it a low introductory rate. So for like the goddess who's starting out with her Reiki, right now, call it a low introductory rate so that people know this is an introduction, and the rates will go up. Goddess Micheline says she's bad with pricing. We're not affirming that, Goddess. You were bad with pricing. We're on to something new right now. All right? So the positioning that you have, thank you for the hearts, your positioning is made up of several different things. It's made up of your branding, right? The feeling of branding when we walk into a Walmart store is going to be a different experience than if you walk into some elite boutique and they give you a champagne or whatever, right? Your message that you're putting out. So you may have a message like Goddess Rosalind and her beautiful art, work that she is wanting to do a class as offering. She may have a positioning place, a message of, this is art for grandmas, or this is art for children, and she may want come one, come all. Or she may have a positioning of this is healing art that you're going to get together and do with me, and we're going to, create some womb healing energy around doing this art, right? And again, neither is wrong. It's about what you feel in alignment with. Yes, Goddess Micheline says she should have said she's working on pricing. All is well, all is good. It's a journey. All right, so then your skills and credentials are a part of your positioning, right? Like the sister that I just read who had all her social work degrees and her Reiki and whatnot. My sister was like, I have a ABCDE LMNOP degree, and this one and that one, got my master's degree, got this, I got that. It's like, yes, sister, give her all the money. She is rocking it, right? So it has to do with that. It has to do also with your reputation and your trust, which is based on, how you stand in the marketplace and what people think of your brand. It has to do with your, thank you for the hearts, your leadership, right? And the confidence that you put forward, like I was talking about when you present your brand and the cost, you have to be able to confidently say, this is what it costs. This is what it is. I remember having a one-on-one conversation with someone a few years ago, and we were talking about one-on-one coaching. and she ultimately felt like, okay, well, she couldn't afford it, and we didn't work together. But she has come to events of mine, and she told me that she learned so much just in that conversation. It boosted her self-worth to hear somebody who looked like her just confidently say, hey, that's what it is. It is what it is. So it's your leadership and your market confidence. And then there is social proof. Social proof is, the part of like the testimonials, the articles that people are doing about you, what other people think of you, what other people are saying, thank you for the hearts, all of that counts as your social proof. And then of course your testimonials and your results. So like this morning, when I'm going to brag on Goddess Giovanna, when she went and she posted in our Facebook VIP group, and she was like, oh my God, I was here a year ago. Now I'm here. Look at my business. She's awesome. What? Oh my God. I'm going to like take that and be like, look at her. She's shining. She's awesome. Look at my girl, Hello. Happy Tuesday. Goddess Aurora is in the house. How beautiful for a new moon to be basking in the presence of Aurora Day. Yes. Right? Okay. So now let's get into your abundance goals. You are welcome, Goddess Giovanna. You're welcome and so deserving. All right, so your abundance goals. So we're going to work with simple numbers because I know a lot of us get math anxiety. So just work with simple, easy numbers. So we say 100,000 just because it's easy. It's easy. Round numbers divide easily. So when you're thinking about your pricing, right, one of the things we're going to talk about several different factors. You can do it two different ways. You can price with just your heart and your spirit and be like, all right, this feels to me like it costs X amount. And, I've definitely done that and, move from spirit. And some things may seem like, okay, well, she's way underpricing this, right? Or, whatever it is. But certain things I feel called to share in that way. And then the other way to price, which I do as well, is that you take into account some of the factors that I'm going to be sharing. So Goddess Jamie says, kind of off topic, but would it be okay to offer group coaching versus one-on-one? Hold that question, Goddess Jamie, and if we don't get to it in this conversation, that would be actually a good topic for one of these free classes. So remind me in our VIP group if we don't get to it in this conversation. Okay. So, one of the factors that I want you to take into account is your own abundance goals, right? So in terms of what are you going to price, the things that you put into the world, what are you wanting to, how much money are you wanting to make this year? And this was a question that we asked in the Facebook sister circle. You can join us at imanifestmagic.com. And if you don't feel comfortable in there to put your numbers, you can put percentage, like, okay, I want to make, 300% of what I'm making or whatever it is. And that's perfectly fine. So if you're wanting to make, again, this number may seem low, very low for some people. It may seem very high for some people, whatever it is. Again, it's just the least math anxiety producing number. All right. So your income for 2018, which is basically the amount that you pay yourself. So we're working with $100,000. I'm assuming after taxes and expenses as your own take home pay. All right. So if your offering is a $10 ebook, right? If your offering is a $10 ebook, then you need to sell 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. I wrote it and I got to look back at it because it's like, what? Yes, you need to sell 10,000 of your $10 ebook to get here. So something like that, this will make you look at your offerings and the things that you're wanting to, to birth and just know, okay, I've got to do what is the combination I've got to do here to get to where I want to get, right? There is a school of thought also that says that you can move the free line and have, your products all just be very expensive and have everything else be free. But we'll get into that in maybe another lesson, right? So if you have, so with your 10,000, if your whole business model is, I'm going to sell this $10 ebook or $10 book, and you've got to sell 10,000 people to even just get here, then that may be a model you want to rethink. I'm just saying, right? If your model is, okay, I charge $100 for a session, which again, we'll talk about, market rates, etc. But if that was what you were doing, then you need 1,000 customers, and that can be $1,100 a session, or it could be a $100 product, right? So if right now Goddess Jamie, and she does have amazing programs. So if for example, I'm going to just make up something about one of her programs that I don't know necessarily be true, but suppose Goddess Jamie created a yoga for mommies product that was her and her baby, and they created a yoga for mommies product that said this would help you to deal with postpartum depression, and say that was $100, and it was a session that was an hour long or something like that, and there was a printable to go with it. That would be pretty awesome, right? She creates that once, packages it, and sells it. Then that mini program, she would have to sell 1,000 of those to get here, right? If she took that same program and raised the value of it, added value, we're going to get to adding value in a little bit, and made it $500, then she would need 200 customers versus the 1,000 customers she needed up here, right? You could also do this with packaging up your sessions. So suppose our Reiki practitioner sister, instead of her $100 session, was selling $500 packages, 5 sessions, right? Then she needs 200 customers over the year to get here. All right. Then if either any of these programs, products, or services cost $1,000, then now you only need 100 clients or customers over the year, right? So a little bit feels a little bit more doable to think, okay, well, what is it that I have that I can present here? Or what is it that I have that I can price in this way, right? If it was, and then it just multiplies. So if it's a $3,000, speech, for example, right, that you're making, if that's your speech rate, and you're making speeches, then you would need to make 34 speeches over the year. All right. So again, just looking at the math, simple math. So if it's a $5,000 product or speech or program or service, then you only need 20 clients. If it is a $10,000 coaching program that you sell, suppose you had an amazing $10,000 coaching program, you only need 10 people to get you here. So this is definitely something that you want to take into effect when you're thinking about your pricing. Another factor that we often do not take into effect is costs. It costs to be the boss, right? It costs, your business costs you money. And this is what people don't understand when they think, okay, well, why is she charging for that? They're wanting you basically, if they're wanting you to pay them, which is what you're doing if you're undercharging yourself. Now, there may be things that you want to give away, right? Like for a long time, I had a scholarship for women who are women veterans, a coaching scholarship and other things. And I give certain things away. And that's a part of my tithing and my service. But that has nothing to do with this. That doesn't change this, right? You give everything away, you still have all of this. So there is, your utilities and rent if you have a physical office, or even if you work out of your, whatever. There is coaching and education, which you should ABL, always be learning. There is technology, like we're communicating on now. There's software and programs. So for example, Webinar Jam that I use to do webinars, right? Yes, thank you for the hearts. Goddess Rosalind said, wow, you broke this down, sister. Yes, my sister, we got to break it all the way down, right? There is, the software and programs. There's marketing and advertising. There's, all of the web related stuff, your website and hosting. There's your team and your assistants and paying yourself. You got to pay you. Yes. There's legal and contracts. There's transportation, like when people are like, oh, well, just come here and just speak for free. Again, you are paying then to participate because there is nothing that is free. Goddess Giovanna says, so helpful as always. Yes. And so this is very important to remember because, you know, for us as spiritpreneurs, because we are so passionate about what we're doing. And, you know, if right now, you know, the world system somehow changed and you could just do what you wanted and there would be abundant homes and food and whatever, which already we live in a state of abundance, but there is this, you know, illusion of capitalism that we happen to currently have been born into, right? If that was the case, most of us would just do what we're wanting to do for free. Right? We would do this for free. I'd be like, what? Yes, let me take my pile of pink papers. I'm going to be on that beach. Y'all join me over there. Let's talk. We would be doing that. So because of that, we forget about this. We forget about this. And so you don't want to do that because, again, if you're in business for yourself, it costs to be the boss, right? All right, so let's get into, thank you for the hearts. So for our Reiki practitioner sister, and just apply this to whatever it is that you're doing, all right? So I looked up on the Reiki.com or Reiki.org, Reiki.something website, and this is what they said for Reiki, which seemed very low to me, but I live in New York City, so it, you know, they said $25 an hour to $100 an hour, depending on location, is standard for Reiki practitioners. Again, that was very low compared to the investments that I have made in working with healers, Reiki practitioners. But again, I live in New York City. So, you know, this is not to say that she needs to price within this. I'm just showing what the market is. Okay. Your Reiki can be one of the factors you have to take into account. Is it distance or in person, right? Because one of the things that we would be paying for with you as our guru is proximity. It's going to cost, it should cost more for us to be there in your presence, because now you've got to, I don't know, get dressed and go to an office or set up an office or, you know, whatever it is, and, you know, transportation and all of those things. It should cost more. Versus, you know, distance or in person, all of those things, you know, you can schedule more people if you're doing distance. And again, neither is right or wrong. It's just your preference, right? All right. So yeah, Goddess Me says, really? Yeah, really. And so another thing to think of with our Reiki sister, and this is big, your niche. What problem are you solving? Yeah, she said that's probably in the South. That's what I was thinking too. Maybe in the South. Yeah, that's not standard rates for New York City at all, or most big cities, probably. But yeah, so for our Reiki sister, I didn't see your website. You didn't send me your website, but you also didn't tell me what problem you solve. You said that you're a Reiki practitioner, and this is so important. So many of us just say, I'm a coach, or I'm a Reiki practitioner, or I'm a consultant, or I'm a whatever. But to the marketplace, that means nothing. I'm sorry to put it that way, right? That doesn't mean anything. Goddess Mitch says she's in Georgia, so she needs to check those rates. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. All that means anything to your client, your customer, is what's in it for them. What problem are you solving, right? So we don't need another coach or guru or healer. We need our problem solved. So whatever that is. So if we are having a physical issue that we need help with, or if we're having an emotional or love issue we need help with, that's what we need. And then we need your Reiki to help us with that. You see? So we need your Reiki and your coaching and your healing and your services to help to solve whatever issue it is that we are having. And so that is how you need to present your work. So you are not just a generic Reiki healer as you presented yourself to me, right? You are a healer of a Reiki for love, or Reiki for health, or Reiki for, weight loss or weight gain, or whatever it is, healer or teacher or practitioner, or however you brand yourself. Goddess Shane, yes, the Enchantress is in the house. She says, I made it. Cheers, Goddess. Yes. Hello, love. Okay, Goddess Giovanna says, in North Carolina, Reiki varies from $60 to $150. Yeah, so maybe Reiki.org site, you need to update your information. Yeah, so what problem are you solving? So I really want you to think about that, and I want you to think about positioning that we talked about, back somewhere back here. Yes, your positioning, all of these things, that's what I want you to think about. not just, okay, I do Reiki. Because the average person, if you put up a sign and said, you know, you need Reiki, I'm going to come to you. Goddess Giovanna and Goddess Jane are going to come to you, right? But somebody else who needs your services would see that and not know what you mean. Now, when you say, you know, I am in the business of, if you're a Reiki healer and you help women with postpartum depression, if you say, I will help you with your postpartum depression, there are a lot of people who don't know the word Reiki who need and want and deserve and desire what you have, which is a solution to help them. You see? So you want to make sure that you have, you know, no one is looking for generalists. We're looking for specialists, right? So you want to make sure that that is a part of what you are putting out there. And, you know, these are things to take into account when you're talking about your pricing. So Goddess Mish says, does anyone use hypnotherapy anymore? Yes, absolutely. And a few years ago, Goddess Mish, I got very involved in studying hypnotherapy, and I was going to get my certification. I did not finish it, but at some point I will, absolutely, because I think that it's a valuable tool for a coach or healer to have in their bag to help us be able to, you know, move through mental blocks. So I think that people do use hypnotherapy. That is excellent, Goddess Mish. So you should definitely, you want to put out, yes, thank you for the hearts, and hearts for Goddess Mish too. You want to definitely, like, I'm the same thing that I'm talking about for this this sister who wrote the email, is that you want to say, okay, what are you going to use your hypnotherapy for? Are you someone who specializes in weight loss or stopping smoking or whatever? And it's not that you can't do a bunch of these things. You should, but it's in how you position it. It's in how you brand it, okay? It's in how you put it together. So people do use hypnotherapy. People want hypnotherapy to stop eating, stop smoking, stop, you know, whatever it is, you know, stop procrastinating. So just do your research. I think that it's a very, very valuable tool that you have, and I think maximize it, all right? So for our Reiki sister, one of the ways that you might think about it, and I just worked with the numbers that the Reiki.org site had here. Like I said, to me, they seem very, very low, but just for the purposes of this conversation and ease, I worked with those numbers. So what you could do is you could say, I have a $25 consultation. So that would have been your free consultation, right? But if you are clear that you're solving a specific problem, that then becomes a value. If it's a general Reiki, you know, free consultation, then people might be like, maybe, maybe not, you know, and it may be, you know, a little bit harder for you to charge for a consultation. Again, these are not the numbers that you should do, just for ease of math. All right, so if you said, okay, I have a $25 consultation to figure out what kind of Reiki it is that you need or something like that, then people know that they're not getting on this conversation to waste your time. They know that this is a conversation that's leading to them signing up. You know, this is a $25, you know, consultation in order to figure out the solution to your problems. And then what you could do is package it. If you were going to do, you know, based on those numbers, 155 a session, then what you could do is say that 3 sessions are $300. Again, I just keep want to stress that take these numbers for whatever they're worth. But I'm just talking about the value of packaging. The value of packaging, putting it together, making it a value for you and for your client. Because when we go back to, you know, how many clients and customers that you have, a client that is spending $500 for X amount of for a package with X amount of sessions is ultimately more valuable in the bottom line of your business than somebody who is buying, you know, trying to sell people piecemeal, 1 session here, 1 session there. Okay. All right. So here's what I want our Reiki sister to do, who wrote the email. I want you to, you know, think about, rather than in addition to one-to-one, how you can have your services also work one-to-many. So she should raise her rates for the one-to-one, but also how can her services work one-to-many, you know, and that varies per niche. And also get clear on your unique guru proposition, which is something we spend a lot of time on. We'll be working on in the Spiritual Guru, the Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator. And I have a free spiritual business guru roadmap that you can download now. The link is all in the comments at spiritualista.guru, spiritualista.guru. Thank you for the hearts. And package it as your signature guru offering. This is what we're going to be working on in the Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator. Raising your value, raising your platform, raising your positioning, which then allows you to raise your rates. Okay? All right. Okay, so now let's get into, yes, yay. Thank you for the hearts, my goddesses. Hearts back at you. All right, so what is your hour worth? This is also something to take into effect. And it's funny because one of my clients who I've known for a really long time, she said she remembers like something like 10 years ago, me saying to her, like long before I was coaching, I was talking about something. Oh, I was talking about like sending my laundry out. And I was like, well, my hour is worth X amount of time. And so I don't want to be spending that amount of time doing laundry because the value of my time is way higher than what I would spend to hire someone to do my laundry, which is absolutely true, right? So what is your hour worth? Again, I just put a number here. Does not, you know, you can, it will seem high to some, low to others, but whatever your hour is worth, you can either have one person who's going to pay you that, whatever the amount is, or many, right? So if 5 people are paying you $100 for that same hour, or one person who's paying you $500 for that hour, it comes out to the same in terms of your business. It comes out to the same. So one to many is really, really valuable if you want to stop trading hours for dollars. Now, some things like with Goddess Mitch, for example, just said with her hypnotherapy, you know, she can do that both one-on-one and for group programs. And that's a beautiful combination that you have, Goddess Mitch, with hypnotherapy and Reiki. There's so much that you can do. And so it's you just deciding, okay, how is it that I want to package this, right? And like I said, that's something we're going to be working on in the Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator. And for goddesses who are wanting to perhaps do the Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator and come to Belize to the Goddess Pray Love Retreat. All of this is in the comments. You know, definitely get into my calendar and we'll figure out what that could look like for you. Okay, so all right, to fix your income issues, if you feel like I think it was Goddess Jamie. Let me see. Goddess Jamie who said, you know, that, okay, she's been in it for 3 years, I think, or whatever it is. So here are the things if you need to fix your income issues. All right. So let's start with this what is that? A column. This column. Okay. So which is the level 1 fixes. And these are the level 2 fixes. So in the level 1 fixes, you want to have more traffic and more prospects. So it may be a simple fix of, and this is in the case if you have had clients who have paid you for what you do and found value in it, then you need to multiply that by having more traffic and more prospects. Again, this is something that we'll work on in the upcoming program. Maybe you need to have more sales conversations. So if you're having you know, 1 conversation a week, or whatever it is, all of that needs to be multiplied, right? Maybe your sales, maybe you have a lot of, you know, sales conversations or a lot of traffic, a lot of prospects, but you need to increase conversions. You know, maybe people are coming on the call and they are, you know, not finding value in the conversation that you're having, you know, which is very, makes sense that could be where, you know, where the leaks are. And so you may need to fix the conversations part, the conversions part of things, okay? Maybe what you need to do is add more value. You know, a lot of people, you know, come out of the boat or the bus or whatever, right? And look and say, oh, okay, look, this is what such and such is charging for this. Let me just slap a price on here. And there is no value behind what they're offering. So maybe you need to increase the value, you know, which could be increasing your skill set or any number of things, but you need to add more value. Again, every client, every customer, including me and you, is asking, what is in it for me, right? All right, so that's our level 1 of change. Level 2, All right. If we need to go, nuclear on it, maybe starting down here, you need to change your positioning in the marketplace. So remember, we talked about Walmart versus Saks. Maybe you need to just slide on your positioning and what it is the way you're positioned in your niche. Maybe you need to change your offering. Maybe it's just not the right offering that you're selling, so maybe you need to change your offering. Maybe you need to change your niche or your tribe, right? Because it could be something like, I remember one time I was talking to someone when I was giving a speech, and she was talking about she wasn't making any money and she was having all of these issues. And I asked her who her soulmate client was, and she said that it was she was a stylist, a fashion stylist, and she said that it was moms who were on, coming off of a situation where they were getting government assistance and going back into the workplace. And I said, well, how much do you think that they have to invest in fashion styling? So that was the wrong niche. It was a noble cause. And if I told her if she really, really wanted to do that, Goddess Jamie says she's changing her niche. Goddess Niche says yes. Neith says she needs a niche change too. I told her if she really wanted to do that she maybe needed to start a not-for-profit. Right? If she then start a not-for-profit organization, and she could do that, but as a for-profit business, it is a broken path to go down, and also, for that group of moms, that group of women, there's services like Dress for Success and things like that help people for free. And so, if your concern is getting back into the workplace and, you're making a break with having government assistance, then your priority is not hiring a fashion stylist. So again, noble goal, wrong client. Okay. So these are the things you need to do to fix the income issues. All right. So packages. And you'll notice that this is blank because it is a whole class within itself. But packages are really, really important. Okay, so my goddesses, another important factor when it comes to pricing is your money blocks. The ways that we are holding ourselves apart from money, right? So we could do all of these things. We could do all of this stuff. We could do all of that. But if you feel that you are an imposter, if you don't want to be visible, if you feel like you're not good enough, if you feel like it's too hard or not spiritual, or you have bad money karma, bad money juju, right? It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. So we need to clear up this stuff. And as a matter of fact, yeah, I just decided that, yes, as a bonus for the Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator, I will add in my Spiritpreneur Money Camp to unblock your money issues, because this is at the root of all of this. You need to be able to, again, stand confidently and say, here's what the cost is, without doing as we do as women, which is starting to negotiate yourself down, right? Yes, thank you for the hearts. We negotiate ourselves down before the person even did anything or said anything, right? Most transactions with male people go like this, like, oh, how much is this? Oh, it costs this. All right, here it is. Here's my money. Thanks, peace, deuces. With women, we're like, well, I do have this nail polish and it's not really the good kind. I was going to have the SE, but that didn't come in yet. So why don't I give you this one for half price, and then when the other one comes, I can come to your house and paint your nails. It's just like, so we want to clear up all of this stuff. We want to clear up the money blocks, because again, you can't just change the numbers. Goddess Neith said so true. Yes, you can't just change the numbers if we haven't changed this stuff, because then when you say, okay, here's this and it costs $500, or here's this and it costs $5,000 or whatever, if you don't stand confidently behind it, you're not going to promote it. You're not going to put it out there, right? You're not going to share it with people. You're not going to have the conversations that you need to have. It's not going to be vibrating at, a high level. It's not going to be in alignment with the abundance. And so think about it. Think about, for example, one with the number that you are wanting to charge for something, and what you would have to believe about yourself in order to feel comfortable with that number, right? That's this stuff. Goddess Danielle says, I just negotiated down last week and kicked myself later. I started, yes, firm, and then the client kept pushing. She said, sigh. Goddess Danielle, I'm going to tell you, like I said, I have a story for you on how, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find the email now and share it with you on how my Speakers Bureau recently gave me a raise by accident on my on my speaking, and how the energy that I had around it. And there's no shame in having money blocks. You can have money blocks whether you were very wealthy, very poor, or somewhere in between. It is all good. All right. So she said, so okay. So the agent. I'm a Speakers Bureau is an agency that helps you to find speeches, right? So a new agent came on, and she sent me an email and says, hi, Abiola, I hope this email finds you well. I'm contacting you from American Program Bureau, which is the agency. And she's like, a client just submitted a request to have you speak at their women's conference. I've not been given yet a specific event date. However, it seems that however, it seems that you have not been in contact recently, because people have been booking me directly through my website. So I wanted to make sure that you're still wanting and accepting speaking opportunities through us. If so, we have your nonprofit rate, meaning that if it's a nonprofit organization, at $7,500. What should your rate be for a corporate for-profit company? Looking forward to receiving your answers so I can get back to the potential client. Thanks. All right. So she sent that, and I replied and said, hi, Laura. Yes, thank you. I would absolutely be interested. And then I put APB, which is the name of the agency, American Program Bureau, help me to set the nonprofit rate as being standard for the market. Given that, what would you suggest for the corporate rate? A lot of times people will approach you, when corporations start to approach you to speak and say, what is your rate? It is helpful if you don't know, if anyone is approaching you, particularly like for our sister Rosalind, who's the artist, people will approach you and say, what do you charge for this? And you may not know what the market is, and you'll end up way undercharging yourself. So it's helpful to always ask what the budget is or what the market rate is or whatever, and then you can decide if you're down with it or not, right? So I said, given that, what would you suggest for the corporate rate? All right. And then she wrote back and she said, and it was good that she said that, because all this time, honestly, I was thinking that my rate was $5,000. I had no idea that it was $7,500. I didn't know, right? So it was a good thing that she didn't come to me and say that. Also, I'm a softie when it comes to women's conferences and organizations, and I just want to be there. And so, often it could end up costing me money, because if I want to go and they, gave me a sob story or whatever, it's a different, it's exactly what we're talking about, right? And again, there's some things that you want to do for charitable purposes, but you have to balance that within what feels in alignment for you. All right. So she wrote back and she said, hi, Abiola, I would set your corporate fee at $10,000. And she put in parentheses, gross, which I will update on your speaker card today. Yes. Your nonprofit fee is $7,500. And she put in parentheses, gross. I will speak with a potential client to find out more information about the women's conference and what date they might be considering. I believe the event will be in Atlanta, Georgia, but I will confirm that as well. Blah, 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 blah. And then she was talking about like some materials that she needed me to send her in order for her to increase my corporate bookings. So yay, right? Then she wrote me back, and this is the part where it was triggering. She wrote me back and she said, hi, Abiola, just spoke to the client who was interested in having you speak at her women's conference in Atlanta, Georgia. She only had $2,500. She is just launching her company and was going to have an inaugural event on March 3rd. I told her she should just reapproach us for next year's event when she has more funding, but toward your speaker fee. She said that she was excited and she would get back to you. She would get back to us. So it was funny because that was very triggering, because, $2,500 to speak in Atlanta, like in terms of things, it's not a lot of money, because, you'd have to, like I said, you would end up, it would cost you money to get there, right? It would cost you money to be there, to from the time that you're taking away from your own clients, the time you're taking away from your business, and all the things that I put with costs and all of that stuff, right? But if they were approaching me directly, like I would have been like, oh my God, okay, they just started, which again is not a wrong thing to do. And if it was feeling in alignment, I would have written her back and been like, no, I'll totally speak to them, to her audience. But it just didn't feel in alignment, with, by the time they take their speakers bureau fee and whatever, and the whole thing, it just didn't feel in alignment. Goddess, oh yay, Goddess Allison said, if you come to Atlanta, I will be front and center. Yes, yes. Goddess Miss says, let me know when you're here. Yes, yes. So hopefully I will be in Atlanta soon for something else. Yes, to see my goddesses. That would be awesome. But, it was good that they were coming up with the rate in a way that, I, by myself, with my own resources, would not have thought about. Right? So then it makes me think, okay, differently about the value of my time. Okay. And again, you want to come from a place of alignment. Like, okay, does it feel good or bad in your body? Which a lot of times, like I would go and be at something that would be underpriced and it would be unorganized. Or, they would promise things that would never happen. I would be there and be hungry, or it would start way later in the day, or they wouldn't have water for me, like just a lot of things that would make it out of alignment. And so in this case, it was great that there was someone else to be able to have a buffer, to be able to help with the guidance of that in a way that was more powerful for me ultimately. And like I said, they gave me a raise that I didn't know that I needed, but I am grateful for it and I welcome it and I take it in. Yes, Goddess Miss says with Atlanta, she will cook. Okay, good. So we have to make Atlanta happen in 2018. We absolutely have to make Atlanta happen. All right. So, and for both of you goddesses, actually, in Atlanta, there is somebody who is planning a women's self-love something. She posted it. I don't know her name. In our Facebook group at imanifestmagic.com for Goddess Mitch and Goddess Allison. She was looking for like vendors and speakers and, that kind of thing. So both of you find it. And if you don't find her, just look in the search in our Facebook group, type in Atlanta and she should come up. If you don't find it, let me know and I'll help you to find it. All right. Okay. So let's talk about, general hourly rates. This is what I found online. And again, it varies by market, by city. Do what works for you. All right. And we're on over an hour, so I'm going to wrap up soon. All right. 3 of my slides left. All right. So general hourly rates. Thank you for the hearts for my slides. General hourly rates for coaching, for healing, for practitioner work, one-on-one. Again, varies depending on where you live. By doing a simple Google search was $75 to $150 for a lifestyle. Again, a lot of this is very low compared to where I live. So it could not be up to date, or it could be totally in alignment. Ask your body how it feels for you. Okay. For if you are doing work for executives, the same exact work, same exact thing that you would come, if you were going to come and just give me, a massage or Reiki or whatever it is, reflexology, etc. And it was $75 to $150 an hour. Same exact thing. If your audience is executives, one-on-one, $300 to $500 an hour. So again, nothing wrong with looking at and reevaluating your niche. Again, it has to feel in alignment for you. If you're working with small business entrepreneurs, then that is also $300 to $500 an hour. If you're working with corporate, then it's $3,000 and up. Okay. All right. So this is important. Never give an hourly rate when people say, how much is your service? Like this sister with the Reiki. And the reason is that an hourly rate is not the way that you sell what you're doing. You want to sell value, not hours. And so what you're selling is the solution, not the hour, right? So again, do I want an hour of coaching? No. Do I want an hour of you coming in to make my life better in terms of my health, my love life, my wealth, my well-being, my communication, my family, my business? Yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. So that's what you want to talk about. It's not you're not selling, by the hour. Do you get that? Does that make sense? You're not selling this cost. I charge X amount per hour. You know those numbers because you're going to figure out the price of your packages. But what you're selling is the value. So Goddess Giovanna is selling, the healing of your heart, right? Goddess Allison is selling, helping you to come into alignment in the next act of your life after your children have left home. Goddess Micheline is helping you to get your whole life together with her hypnotherapy and her Reiki, right? Goddess Jamie is going to help you, as a mom, as a frazzled mom, with her yoga. That is the value, and that's what you want to sell, because that's what we want to buy. We don't want to buy just hypnotherapy. I don't want to buy hypnotherapy, but do I want to buy hypnotherapy that's going to help me with my sugar addiction? Yeah. Hello. Absolutely. That's what we want, right? We want the solution. Sell us the solution. All right. So, my goddesses, I hope that this pricing workshop has been helpful for you. I have a schedule, if you look in the comments, of all of our free spiritual business workshops this week, because we are celebrating the launch of the Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator program. And you are going to download your free spiritual business guru roadmap right now at spiritualista.guru. Okay, you can join us to continue the conversation. If I've missed any of your comments, I will read them afterward, but you can continue the conversation at imanifestmagic.com, which is our free Facebook group. If you want to come with me to Belize for the Goddess Pray Love retreat, go to goddesspraylove.com. All right, my goddesses, I am looking forward to hearing more about your pricing of your incredible offerings. Be seen, be heard, be an incredible movement. Namaste. Yay! And that is how we raise the vibration around talking about money and pricing. Yay! Now we got to figure out how to